Many of our viewers at Auto Experts we know are car lovers like us, right? So we often get the call, what do I do with my project car? What do I do with my winter car? How do I store it? What precautions should I take? So right here we have a good example of proper winter storage. I mean, this may be a bit extreme, but fortunately I have the option of having a hoist. Underneath this, and you'll see it in a bit, is a 2018 ZL1 1LE. It was basically a factory-built race car that's just been released. So over the winter, as we store it, and we always talk about this, first thing you want to do is have a battery tender. Neat thing is Camaro even makes their own battery tender. So we have that on, and basically this will just maintain the battery state of charge. So as all of the electrical systems are basically pulling the small milliamps away from the battery, this maintains the charge so that it'll have a fresh battery when I go to start this vehicle. We'll have no problems with it whatsoever. And for the cost of these, you would often hear folks say, well, I start it every week and take it for a drive. That's a really, really bad idea. Why? Because you can't really get the engine warmed up properly. You're not really going to charge the battery up properly unless you do at least a half an hour drive. So in the winter, you can't do a half-hour drive. Letting it run in your driveway will actually not charge the battery properly because many alternators don't work that well at idle. So invest in a battery tender when you're storing a car. Another thing we want to do is make sure we have extra air in the tires. In this case, I have this up in the air, but it is okay to store it on the concrete. But make sure you have a bit of extra air in the tires because it does leak down over the winter. So I usually put 5 to 10 pounds more in all my tires when I store, and that keeps it from going too low. As the cold temperatures hit, your tire pressure is lower, and of course you'll have a problem with your tires being very underinflated. Another thing to bear in mind on certain performance vehicles is the compound of the tire. This particular car, the tires aren't even allowed to be below 0 degrees. So if this tire goes below 0 degrees for an extended period of time, it actually ruins the tire. So if this car wasn't parked in heated storage, these tires would be absolutely no good. If you tried to use them for a performance application in the following summer, you would actually find they would start to delaminate and come apart. So always check your tire to see the operating temperatures and also the storage temperatures of the tire. And in some cases, on some sport vehicles, you may even need a heated garage. Another thing we like to do is fill the tank full of gas. That way we have less air in the tank, we got less room for moisture. And of course, we'll put in a stabilizer, a fuel stabilizer in the gas tank as well. And then another thing I like to do is a cover. Put a nice quality cover on it. You can find a fitted cover. The generic covers that fit any car are usually a bit loose, and they will tend to move, and they can actually scuff the paint. So you want to get a fitted cover made for your vehicle, and like this cover, and that'll take the best care of your vehicle. So I'm going to lower it down, and we can just take the cover off, and basically this car, once we would lower it, take the cover off, unhook the tender, would be ready for the street. So with a proper fitted cover, many manufacturers offer it. You can see how nice it fits. This way there's less movement, it won't scuff the paint. It's also a very nice material underneath. And we can kind of unveil the vehicle. And the nice thing is, it's pretty much ready to go the minute we pull the cover off. The battery's been charged. Of course you would check the tire pressure, but yeah, it's actually ready to go. Now, a fun fact about this car, this actually set the, not this specific car, but this model, set the world's fastest lap at Nürburgring by a production car this year. So Chevy has actually created a nice beast here. This is 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque, has a 6-speed Tremec transmission with a Multimatic racing suspension, the same suspension used in the GTLM cars. Adjustable rear sway bars, adjustable ride height. and adjustable front camber, rear camber, which cars have, but this will actually go to excess so we can get racing specs on it. So let's see how she fires after her storage. So you don't even lose any of your presets on the radio. Everything is as it was due to the, because we had the battery tender on there. So it just makes storing a car easy. I'll set the tire pressures. I'll obviously check the oil. And you know what? I can take this for a cruise.